Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. This video here is going to be on a dark topic. So if you guys don't like dark SHTF type topics, this probably isn't the video for you. Just wanted to let you know that right off the get-go. And I've read a lot about civil wars and coups d'etats and ethnic strife and this kind of thing in history. And there is a period of time that usually takes place at the beginning of those type of events, those collapse events, real serious collapse events, where people take revenge on other people. And it's a topic that I have never really heard discussed in any prepper video on YouTube that I can remember anyway, and I wanted to kind of talk about that for a minute, just to put that that knowledge out there so the people that watch my channel can contemplate this. There's a period of time in those aforementioned things that I was talking about where people go and kill other people for whatever reason, and the motivation is hatred and getting back for different things that was done to them in the past. Your dad did something to my dad way back when, or you did something to me, or a business deal didn't work out, or whatever, and people show up on other people's doorsteps, and that's the end. And like I said, this is something that I have never heard really anybody talk about in any preparedness video that I've ever watched. But hatred is a much more powerful motivating force than, let's say, greed or coveting things. Like you would have, a lot of when people talk about violence after SHTF in prepping videos, they talk about stuff like looting, people stealing stuff, and people, coming after other people for the resources they have, food or whatever. But there's a darker motivations than just greed. There's hatred and power. These are all things that aren't really talked about in other prepping videos that I wanted to bring up. There's a lot of animosity in this country, and it's getting worse. I've seen a lot of things in the last year and a half that I never thought I would see here in the small town where I live in, but it's just the way things are going. And I go out of my way to not make enemies. And I think that's really about the only thing that you can do as far as preventing that type of thing. I try my best not to make enemies in any way, shape, or form. And I think a lot of people out there, the way things are going, are making themselves a lot of enemies. And those things can have repercussions after SHTF. And that's what I wanted to really mention in this as well. I'm not so much worried about the looters and the people that want to steal my TV or something like that. There's things that are worth fighting for, and there's things that aren't worth fighting for. But when somebody is hell-bent and determined to do you harm because of some old hatred, that is the perfect fertile ground in an SHTF situation. That's perfect opportunity for things like that to be exploited, and I don't think a lot of preppers think about that. So I wanted to bring that up and kind of have everybody factor that into their thinking and their contemplation when it comes to these SHTF type events. I said this back in my Get Home Walk video that I did back in the spring. If something bad does happen and I am forced to walk home from wherever I'm at, I'm going to stick to the roads. I'm not going to be cutting across other people's property because there's a lot of guns around here. And there's no sense in making enemies in a situation like that over trespassing or walking across some ground that belongs to somebody else or that they think belongs to them. So this is just something that I think that every prepper should kind of think about. Who out there are your enemies? Who could possibly cause you problems after the fact, not just some random looter or some random theft. Are there people that mean to do you ill will? Now is the time to kind of think about that stuff and maybe try to make amends or try to figure out some way to alleviate that situation now before something bad does happen, because things like revenge killings, ethnic cleansing, these kind of things have happened in other conflicts around the globe in all points in history. So there's no reason why we, sitting in America today, can't think that won't happen here. But hopefully it does not. Hopefully this is just me being overcautious and maybe even a tad bit paranoid. But I think it was something that was worth discussing. So that's why I wanted to discuss this with you guys here today. Hope you guys have a real serious thought about this topic. But anyway, just for everybody's protection. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. Appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys get a little information and a little entertainment out of my video. In this video here today, that's just something to think about. You guys take care.